Hi everyone. So I'm just wanting to go over a few things about the Converse of Pythagoras. The video that I showed you last week definitely explains it really well, but in terms of how you show your working, I'm just going to go over really important things that you need to know and remember, because the way it was explained in that previous video, you can actually risk losing marks. So I'm going to go through this example, and from now on when you're doing these questions, this is exactly how I want to see all your working out for the Converse of Pythagoras questions. So say we have this triangle here and we're being asked to determine whether or not the following triangle is right angled. So the very first thing that I need you to know and be aware of, if you were to write 72.5 squared equals 58 squared plus 43.5 squared. Yes, this is what we're trying to prove. We're trying to say, is 72.5 squared the same as 58 squared plus 43.5 squared? But in the exam, if you write down this statement, you risk losing marks because you're automatically assuming that they are equal, and that it may not be the case at the end. So just to avoid any sort of confusion, rather than writing an equal sign, if you just draw a line straight down the middle between all your working, then that'll save you the risk of losing marks at all. So on either side, you're just going to work out what is 72.5 squared, and I've done it already. It's 5,256.25. And then on the other side, work out what 58 squared plus 43.5 squared is. So that is 3,364, and we're going to add 1,892.25, and if you add them together, you get 5,256.25. So you can see clearly that they are equal, therefore the triangle is right angled. Okay, so once you have your two sides are equal, or they may not be equal, but in this case they are, you have to write a statement. Okay, for these questions you must finish it with a statement. This is 1 mark by writing out this statement. So since 72.5 squared is equal to 58 squared plus 43.5 squared, then by the converse of Pythagoras, so by the converse of Pythagoras, this triangle is right angled. Okay, so you have to write that statement. That is your final mark. If you don't write that, then you're going to lose a mark, an easy mark, because you're just bringing together everything that you've done so far. Obviously, if these two numbers here are not equal, then when you're writing your statement, you would just change the equal sign to a not equal sign, and you would just obviously say that it wasn't right angled. So when you are doing these questions from now on, this is exactly how I want to see your working out. I don't want to see an equal sign in between your two Pythagoras statements. Okay, so down here, just split it down with a straight line and do both your working out on either side of that line, and then you have to make your statement at the end.